Hey, no offense, but you're probably using mini bands wrong. Watch this video to find out more.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Coach Tonya with Criticalbench. Welcome. In this video, I'm going to be talking about mini bands and why a lot of you are probably using them wrong or probably feeling frustrated and thinking, why am I even using them because they're not working? So I'm going to talk all about that, tell you all of the reasons why they're so great, and maybe how you need to sort of switch things up to be using them properly to really get the benefit and max results from using these mini bands. And if you stick with me, I'm also going to share with you how you can get your own free set of mini bands. Before I go any further, check that pinned comment below. It's going to tell you more about this. This is a product, Firm and Tight mini bands. It is a whole series of workouts. So there's upper body, lower body, abs, full body, everything you need to work out right in the comfort of your own home with only one set of mini bands. So it couldn't be simpler, it couldn't be easier, and it couldn't take up any less space. So make sure you check out that pinned comment. So how many of you have either a set of mini bands and they're probably somewhere in the kids' toy room, or you've not bothered to purchase a set or get a set or even use them at your local gym? Because a lot of gyms have them now. I mean, mini bands are everywhere. They're not new like they used to be, but they certainly have gained and continue to gain quite a bit of momentum as far as their value in a workout. So a few things you may not know that I want to talk about is, why and how they are so good and just how effective they can be. But a few things, like for myself, I like to come into the gym. I like the traditional lifts. I like free weights. I like kettlebells. I like doing deadlifts and squats. I like all of that, but I use mini bands religiously in my programs for different reasons and for different exercises. And it's something I'm constantly switching up because there is a lot of value in what they, the impact that they have on my workout, my overall results, and how I feel. And before I even get into a lot of that, I want to show you something. So here's a mini band, okay? Like when you look at it, it's not uncommon to think, well, how could this really do anything? I mean, look at it. Like it looks like I'd put my hair up in it and tie it back, honestly. But let me show you something, okay? This is pretty small. I brought my wallet. This is my purse, it's my wallet, so just my wallet, okay? Folded that up. It doesn't really get any easier. These can go anywhere with you. You can use them anywhere. They don't require a whole lot of effort to pack them up and take them anywhere. So, I mean, just convenience alone is a huge factor. And when I travel, well, clearly I don't travel as much as I used to, but when I traveled a lot, I always had mini bands in my my bag, my suitcase. Like I usually travel with about 2 to 3 sets. Because they will break. So if you use them a lot, they will break over time if you're using them over and over and over again. Something that a lot of you may not know is that mini bands are one of the few pieces of equipment that actually can work your entire body. Like they can actually specifically target muscle groups that are a lot of times being neglected in your workouts and in traditional lifts. And some of that may have to do with, improper technique. People get injured, so they overcompensate. So they're not really moving through a range of motion that is optimal for that particular lift or exercise. But mini bands really can help refocus and target some of those muscle groups that have been neglected to help you strengthen them. And bring a lot of that back into your workouts. So apart from working your entire body, what's also really great is, unlike an entire rack of weights, you only need one bag or one package, okay? So these are our mini bands, okay? Here's what they look like. I took them out of these are ours that stay in the gym, and they're kind of grungy looking, but that is a testament to just how often they get used, because these get used all the time, and not just by myself, but by the guys. And we also have a team workout here every Thursday. And we have some big dudes that come in here and lift. And these are big power lifters, and they actually use these as well. So just a little inside information for you. But this is the set you get minus the one, because I've been filming all day today, and I've been actually filming strictly mini band workouts. And I broke, how many did we break, Jamari? I think I broke like 2 or 3 bands. So there's also a green one. Now this is one that I just found in a locker here, but the set that we have comes with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mini bands, and they vary in resistance. So you would start with like the yellow one. Now it looks pretty thin, it's pretty stretchy. So think of it like the big rubber band, the one that you can really stretch a lot. But as you get stronger and as you build more muscle, as you're burning fat and building more muscle and strengthening, what you're going to find is you need to work your way up through I call it the mini band ladder or the mini band rainbow, because each band gets a little tougher, a little stronger, and it takes a lot more effort to move it. So by the time you work up to the black, which probably a lot of you will find that come your lower body, a lot of people, the lower body tends to be very strong. This one's requires a lot more effort. Like upper body, I don't even really use this band for very many, if any, I don't think I use this at all for any upper body exercises, but I use this one a lot in my lower body training because my legs are strong, my back is strong. This is the resistance I need, okay? But when I'm working on upper body exercises, I kind of stick around the blue and the yellow. But you start where, because I know I'm going to get this question. People want to know, well, which band do I start with? Well, if you've never used them before, maybe start with the lowest resistance band to get used to what it feels like working with one. Find some exercises that you think you're really going to enjoy and start working through them and see what that feels like. If you're able to complete, 10 to 12 reps of an exercise for 3 rounds, and you're able to carry on a conversation, you're really not feeling it a lot, chances are you can go up to the next level band or maybe even the next level band. See how well you do there. So the key is to pick a resistance band in your set that gives you that resistance, that challenges you, so you get the maximum benefit from the exercise, but it allows you to perform it properly. And the good thing about mini bands is because of how you have to use them, you are really, kind of by default forced to move through a range of motion that is pretty darn on point. The other thing with mini bands that I like is, unlike free weights, which again, I love free weights, I love kettlebells, I love using the bar and the plates, but mini bands don't rely on gravity. You have to work against the resistance of that band for the full range of motion. So for example, I'm going to show you a squat, okay? Let me grab the blue one here. Just because I'm tired and sore from filming all day. So I'm going to put this band just above my knees. I'm just going to show you what I mean by having to maintain that resistance for the full range of motion. So if I'm just standing up at the squat rack and I've got a bar, or if I'm using dumbbells and I assume stance position and I'm just going to lower and come up. Well, now, once I add a mini band, or if I'm just doing a mini band squat, what I need to do is I need to push my knees out a bit. So I'm applying resistance. I'm fighting the resistance of the band, okay? And I have to maintain that through that full range of motion for the squat. So going down, I've got this pressure, so I'm constantly working, okay? So you can see how that is going to engage and activate a lot more muscles, okay? So very good exercise, and you may see yourself, if you do frequent a gym, a lot of people now, it's become a lot more common to see people in the squat rack doing squats with a band around their legs. Another common belief is that mini bands are just for warming up. Not true, although they're great for warming up, and I use them for warming up. So they're not just a warm-up piece of equipment, okay? But definitely, they can certainly add to your warm-up exercise. There's just nothing wrong with using them for a warm-up exercise routine. But don't just take them out, warm up with them, and put them back, because these have a lot to... See, there's nothing to them. These have a lot to offer in your workout program, and again, can probably help you start tuning into and working some muscles that likely you've been neglecting, that you don't even realize you have been, like in the glutes, the hips, and your knees. Now, for those of you that maybe you have an injury, maybe you've got problems with your knees or your hips, like something that's chronic, that's just sort of been plaguing you for a long time. Maybe if you're older and you're finding that your balance and proprioception is a little bit off, maybe you're just not as confident in the gym, moving around with free weights like you once were. Maybe you are somebody that's getting started. So mini bands are great for all of those things, but they're not just restricted to that. So they're very easy. They're a wonderful piece of equipment to use if you have trouble with your joints. So if you've got sore knees, sore hips, sore shoulders, sore elbows, anything like that, these are a great accessory to bring into, again, to your workouts. Now, depending where that area is, if it's more upper body, lower body, maybe full body, maybe you're just someone that's got a ton of aches and pains, maybe you played rugby for 20 years, I don't know. but it's a great accessory to bring into your workouts because it does help take some pressure and pain off the joints that a lot of people often find when they try to get back into using free weights. Or heavier kettlebells using the bar. So, and that can be very deflating. It can be very unmotivating. So definitely, look at mini bands as an option for issues with joints and exercises that you can do to keep building strength without further causing injury or inflammation or pain to that joint. Now, if you're elderly and you just want to keep fit, mini bands are great because you can do a lot of the exercises from a seated position. It doesn't require you to walk around with a lot of heavy weight just on maybe one side of the body, which could cause a fall or cause your balance to be, compromised. So it is definitely a safe bet, but a great strength tool for people that are getting older and struggling with things like their balance and their proprioception. Now, a lot of high-level athletes, I know a lot of athletes that use mini bands, and not just when they're rehabbing, but they bring them into certain days of their training program. So these aren't just for girls, okay? Men use these too. There's just really so many benefits. We all know if we're moving, we can burn fat. Now, there's a lot more to it, right? There's the whole nutrition discussion. That's a lot of other videos, but just talking about working out and training and exercising and moving your body. If you're new to moving your body, okay, if this is something that this is the year of health for you, and maybe you don't want a gym membership, maybe where you are, gyms are not yet open, maybe you would just rather work out at home, it doesn't get any easier than these. It doesn't get any easier when you say, I'm going to the gym, and you grab your bag of mini bands and you walk into the living room or the office or the downstairs. You're just getting started. The next thing you have to do though is actually take them out. You have to take them out and use them. So if you get them, you got to use them because they don't help you or work if they stay in the bag. I guess what I really want to say about mini bands as far as, why they're good, and what they can do to help is it probably for a lot of us requires more of a mind shift, because a lot of the things that I've mentioned earlier in the video, like it's just for old people, it's just for people that are overweight and can't exercise, people that, moms, women, or people that are, even men and women who just have no muscle mass and are very unfit. No. I mean, great to get started, but these weren't designed just for people that are challenged with moving and working out. These are meant to be used by people that are very well trained, that are very fit, that are very athletic and very disciplined. They have a lot of benefits. So it requires a mind shift in our thinking. So they're not just for warm-ups, but yes, they are great as a warm-up tool. They're not just for people who are unfit and don't work out. Yes, they are great for people who find themselves not as fit as they'd like to be, who haven't worked out and want to get started. But they're not just for that group of people. They come in a package of several bands that offer a variety of resistance, so you can constantly and continuously increase your workout. So you start with the yellow band of low resistance and work your way up to the black band of higher resistance. You're getting stronger. Okay, because you can't just do that. I mean, well, you could, but how fun would that workout be? So you can actually measure and track your progress. And again, they do have the ability to work all the parts of your body, including parts that maybe you're neglecting for whatever reason. Okay, and that could be just doing things the same way for years, overcompensating because of an injury, so you're not actually performing certain lifts correctly. Any number of reasons can cause us to neglect body parts, but mini bands can definitely help with that. And just to share with you some examples from the program, I'm going to show you a few of my favorite mini band exercises that I do very regularly. Very, very regularly. These are my favorites. But before I do want you to check out that pinned comment below. If you click that link, it's going to take you to the Firm and Tight mini band product page and see if you qualify for a free set of mini bands. How cool is that? Well, I hope you've learned a little more about mini bands today. I hope you're actually going to give them a fair shot and start working them into your workouts. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions or comments, definitely put them down below in the comments section. Don't forget to click that notification bell and the subscription button so you don't miss any of our great content. And before you go, make sure you check out that pinned comment so you can find out more about the Firm and Tight Mini Band program and how you can get your own free set of mini bands. I'm Coach Tonya. Have a great day. Talk to you soon.